Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News, episode 300.
Oh yeah,
We did it, Mike.
I think you
I'm one
stopped.
of
You almost said 200. I was 2-3. That muscle memory almost got you.
I am
Sorry,
one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my awesome co-host here, Mike. What's going on,
Mike.
Mike?
Hey, 300. This is Sparta of episodes.
Yes, we made it.
The episode where we talk about 300 the whole time.
Yes, our 300 review show.
Yeah, 300 reviews. We're doing all the top 300 movies on IMDb. Here we go. No, we do have an interview today. Pretty long one. Mr. Tyler James.
Yes.
So, it's been,
Tyler James, a dude who is been like the inspiration with so many Kickstarter creators over the years, like a guy that I've followed forever. I've attempted to get him a few times, and I think when I sent out like, "Hey, I want you for episode 300," he felt like he had to do it. So
he's like, "Oh shit, these guys they mean it." Like, yeah, dude, we gave you one of the. There's only been 3 of these episodes. Yeah, so that's pretty important. That's all I have to say. I don't know how to show the importance of that, but yes, you fall in the category of 3 people. So awesome. I think after this interview, and hopefully for a lot of people that will listen to it, I'm way more into the things he's doing. I didn't realize how like in depth that podcast was and all that stuff. So kind of opened my eyes to that. Besides all the publishing and stuff he was doing with Kickstarter. So hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, and hopefully everybody checks out what he's doing afterwards too. Because
yeah,
great guy too. Great conversation. Just awesome. I was so happy to get him for 300. So hope y'all enjoyed that part.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. 300 episodes, no end in sight. Unless like an apocalypse happens or something, but yeah,
we're about a couple weeks away. So
yep. Unless like the M. Night Shyamalan movie that's coming out, someone just locks us in a cabin and is like, "You need to make a choice." End the podcast. Or the apocalypse happens.
Anyone have a gun? Just end me now. You can make that choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not get beaten with a bat by Batista, but I'll take a gun.
Yeah. He looks so funny in those glasses too. Like he's. I want to see a movie of like Batista being an IT guy, like
Batista, like the secret PhD like candidate.
Yes, that's what I want to see. I mean, jokes aside, he's such a good dude. And he seems like unlike The Rock, who just pumps out money for every role. Batista's actually said he wants to get away from like being typecasted and as like the big jacked meathead all the time. And I think he's taken some interesting roles lately that I could say that he's definitely made an interesting career so far.
Yeah, he seems like he wants to do like different stuff, and he's been successful at it so far. I mean, not every role has been, although he's been in a lot of action stuff, not every role is really the same. Even like Guardians, like that's basically a comedic role.
Right.
So like, yeah.
I would say the similar one was Glass Onion. He kind of played like a meathead, but when he showed up in Blade Runner 2049, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched some stuff. Not a whole lot of news, but we've been watching things here and there. You finally watched Black Adam?
I did.
So what's up there? Good, bad? What do you rate it out of 10?
So let me start this by saying anyone that hasn't watched it, I'm going to spoil some stuff because I really need to talk through some things here.
Okay, it's on HBO now and it's been for a while, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I think I'm the last person to watch it, so I'm pretty sure we're safe here. But fair warning.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7. It's good.
Yeah. It's understandable. Yep.
My comparison for it is it reminds me a lot of Batman v Superman.
Okay.
So it's billed as Black Adam versus JSA.
Right.
And the first act is that. The second act is them like locking him up and all this, and then coming to terms with realizing they need him for something.
Uh-huh.
And then the third act is random villain who nobody saw coming
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere. The only thing that's not in it is like a Martha moment. But other than that, it's like the same structure as Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it
And
really is. I guess I didn't realize that.
I I criticize Marvel for this, so I'm going to criticize them for it. They throw in weird like comedic moments throughout the movie that just don't
Yeah.
work.
That they don't need to do.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the little like skateboarding kid, like just get rid of him.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
awful. The action sequences are awesome.
Yeah.
DC knows how to do their action sequences, especially with their heavy hitting heroes.
Yep.
Uh,
I agree.
my one exception being like they really. I hope James Gunn gets away from this Zack Snyder slow motion everything
I know.
that they
Oh
do.
my god. Yeah,
That
I
sequence
know.
was cool, but it's overdone in DC, and so it just didn't hit the way it could have if it
I
was
know
like
they're. I think
different.
you're talking about when like Black Adam goes super fast, right?
Like the first, yeah, when he first comes out and he's like going really fast, and he puts the grenade in the dude's mouth and like
Yeah.
redirects the missile and all that. It's almost like a
Yeah.
flash sequence.
Right. But the thing with like relativity wise, the only difference with Flash is he's moving fast while everything's slowed down. And I think that's. I was gonna just bring that up. Like, why doesn't that bother me as much as it did in Black Adam? Or like because he's moving within the the slowed down frames. So
I expect it in a Flash movie.
yeah, right, right.
I just think that Snyder's made a living off of these slow motion things, and it became like a part of DC's formula.
Yeah.
And I wish they would get away from it now, because especially since now they're trying to move away from the Snyderverse and do a different thing. Like I hope this is, well, Flashpoint will probably have it too, but I hope this is the last non-Flash movie to have this in it.
Yeah.
Um and the villain at the end like didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, so like now he goes down to hell and he's a demon.
And now he's back.
And it was just an excuse to get The Rock back out there. I
Yeah.
thought The Rock was fine. Like he didn't play The Rock, which was nice. He actually acted for once.
Mm-hmm.
And my other thing is they did that thing that Marvel did in the first Avenger, where they
Uh-huh.
put The Rock's head on like a skinny guy's body. And by
Yeah.
skinny guy, I mean like not jacked. Like,
Yeah, not like a freight train.
yeah, not like 20 pounds of steroids jacked.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how good the CG gets, it looked goofy.
Yeah, this looks weird.
All in all,
Uh
though, I did think it was a good movie. Like I did have
yeah.
fun with my time there.
Man, I did
And
not realize that though. You blew my mind with it's a Batman. It is Batman versus Superman. Like
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking
everything.
like
Yeah.
it's Batman v Superman. And I think the reason why I have so much disdain for that movie as opposed to Black Adam is just because I don't have a strong connection to Black Adam, A, but
Right.
B, the Martha thing will forever be enshrined in my head. Not just because of the internet memery of it, but like a personal moment that happened where like
Mm-hmm.
somebody told me, oh, like they really liked it and they told me it's really good, and like they come up with something that's never been done in a
Yeah.
comic book ever. And then I saw it and I went back and I'm like, are you talking about the Martha thing? And they're like, yeah, wasn't that great? I go, that was the stupidest part of this movie. But
Oh my god.
all that aside, Black Adam's good. Watch it. It's a fun action flick. Dr. Fate steals the movie. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yep.
That alone is worth watching it. Hawkman's really great. I Cyclone and Atom Smasher like really bugged me,
Mm.
because especially more Atom Smasher than Cyclone, to be honest,
Yeah.
because they tried really hard to make him this like he's this clumsy giant thing, and it didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Fate, so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That my only like the biggest problem I had with all of it, and I was just looking at the writers of the movie, which like didn't really do much before this. So um I'm trying to see if anybody from Batman v Superman was like involved here because that would make so much sense. But like you said, too much of that kid. too much focusing on other characters. Like when you have an opportunity to give me JSA and Black Adam in a movie, and you don't fill every inch of that movie with those characters, it's like I'm already annoyed. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
if we're not like 80% plus with those characters, because I know like this is not. I'm never going to see Doctor Fate on screen again. like, I mean, hopefully, maybe, but like that was just like my disappointment. I'm like, yeah, if you want to save CGI, whatever, but at least like give me a 30-minute scene of them sitting around a table in the JSA headquarters and like shooting the shit or something. Like, just fill it with that. Like,
It,
you know,
they
I don't know.
made the JSA into the X-Men
Yeah,
because like
that's
their
what they.
entire
Yeah,
thing was like come to my mansion and then fly on my
yeah,
plane.
and flying my X jet. Yeah, and it looked like the Quin. What is it? The Quinjet? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It looked like the Quinjet. And it even looked like I'm pretty sure it's the same building they used for fucking X-Men,
it wouldn't shock me. Like that
like that
entire
brick
sequence, I was just
mansion.
like,
Yeah,
this is X-Men.
yeah, yeah,
But Hawkman was cool too. Like his
yeah.
suit. I mean, his suit at times looked goofy.
It did. Like when he's trying to be serious, and
Yeah,
like the beak was kind of yeah. But I think it
yeah.
was funny. It was.
But
He was
Doctor
great.
Fate
Yeah,
translated so well from costume to powers to
yeah.
everything that like he was the star of that movie for me.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he's so good.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it. It was a fun popcorn watch.
Exactly.
I watched one of the movies that is like over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Uh, Imagine that. I think it has a higher rating than Avatar. It wasn't Avatar, everybody. This was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I watched it last night because you can rent it on Prime, even though it's at the theaters right now. Huge Shrek fan, so decided to check this out because of its ridiculously good score. Um, here I loved it. Okay, the animation is different. It like goes between like this 2D 3D thing. Um which was like, okay, this is weird at first, but then you like almost it like grows on you by the end of the movie. Um the the like villains in it is like little Jack Horner, sat in the corner with his thumb in the pie. It's like that dude with like the plum thumbs. It's hilarious. And then like you have Florence Pugh voicing Goldilocks and the Three Bears. She plays Goldilocks. And you have a bunch of other like magical references throughout so that's really cool. There's a Terminator reference in this movie.
As it should
Um,
be.
yep, there's uh, a Wicker Man reference, that awful movie with Nicolas Cage where he goes, "Not the bees, you bitches." But there's literally a scene where someone goes, "Not the bees," and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe they snuck that in there." This is, I believe, it's supposed to be a kids movie. It's DreamWorks. It shows blood 3 times, like blood, like someone getting sliced in red blood. Uh, they bleep it out, but they say, I think it was like shithead and like fuck nugget. Um, yeah, I like
Wait, wait, wait.
you wouldn't. I can like you think I'm making this shit up, dude? Like they literally say like bleep nugget, and I'm like, what is happening? Like who did this? Who let this go through at DreamWorks?
The best part about that is like when you said that, I'm like, okay, they got a fuck and a shit in there. But
Yeah.
no, they got a fuck nugget
Oh yeah.
in there.
Oh yeah. Like you like usually when there's a bleep in there, you like insert own word. But when they say blank nugget, that means when you bring your child to the movie, he's gonna be like, "Mom, Dad, why would they bleep out nugget? What do they call it? A chicken nugget?" Like, and it's like you have to explain that there's a profanity out there with nugget. Oh my
Which if they're
god.
my kid, they probably heard it already, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But it was amazing, and the best part, like the villain was fucking terrifying. I'm not going to spoil like anything of like the villain's character. He reminds me of like a Dark Souls boss. His like whole thing about it, and like the movie, it's like, I mean, it makes sense. Like Puss in Boots, he's like questioning, like, he almost like falls into depression because he's lost like most of his 9 lives, so he has to like he has to like retire, and he like just tries to become a house cat at someone's house, and obviously things happen. But the whole movie was just like so good. It was hilarious. You're gonna love it. Like I can't wait to hear
No.
what you think about it, because and then there's like there's some shit where this is all early in the movie, so I'm not spoiling much. But he like has a fight with the main villain early on and gets his ass kicked, and then like throughout the movie, he has like PTSD from it, and it's like, what is Puss in Boots like shell shocked? Like, what the fuck is going on? Um, I had no purpose being like this is like a complete stray away from like what DreamWorks usually puts out, which like DreamWorks doesn't put out bad stuff. But this was like a whole nother level of like, oh yeah, they're taking a leap with this one, and it was like I really enjoyed it. That's yeah,
It's funny to me because like we met and bonded over comics and everything, and we obviously have a lot in common, good
yeah.
friends and everything. One of the things I never thought that we would have like so much in common with is the love for the Shrek cinematic universe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great. Yep.
And, like, yeah.
I mean, Shrek is so rewatchable. It's insane.
Those first two movies are fantastic. Like anyone that tells me that they're bad,
Yeah,
they don't.
they don't get
Those
it.
are great movies. Like
They just don't
if you
get it.
don't get any further than that, I can understand. I still love
Yeah.
them. Like they're just a blast.
Yep.
But those first two movies are perfection.
Yeah. So I can't wait for you to watch it. Let me know your thoughts. Okay.
I found my by the way, I
Oh.
found my copies of Planet of the Apes, so that's
Oh,
happening very soon.
nice. Nice. There you go. I'm very excited for that. It's like how many movies?
So I got the 5-disc collection of the original 5.
Nice. Wow.
Anyone that can help me find the TV series that's playable on a United States DVD player, let me know because I really don't want to spend $200 on copy.
Yeah, that's too much. As we so TV news, we're patiently waiting for the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Wizards of the Coast announced that Paramount Plus has ordered a live action series based on the tabletop role playing game. The orders for an 8-episode series will be helmed by Ross and Marshall Thurber. No, we're not going to get into all the controversial D&D shit that happened this week because I don't care. And I've talked about it a lot already. But we'll talk about this. I'm excited for D&D movie, and I'm excited for a D&D TV show. Yeah.
Yeah. Wish it wasn't Paramount, but yeah.
Yeah. Paramount's grabbing all the good shit, apparently. So,
And apparently ruining it.
yeah.
But I'll check this out. I mean, we both love D&D. It's one of the few fantasy things that really catches my fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to
I
support
mean,
it, check it out. Hopefully it's good.
what they need to do is like, why did everybody get excited for the Dungeons and Dragons movie trailer? Because you included things from the Dungeons and Dragons universe. That's what you gotta hook people with. So hopefully they understand that.
Hopefully they're smart enough to like at least acknowledge that they're in the same world.
Yeah. Right.
You don't have to like connect them directly. Like Chris Pine doesn't need to show up,
Yeah.
but like you just send out a press release that says like, yeah, this is happening in the same world. Like
Not even like the same. I mean, there's different planes of existence
yeah.
like, or you could even touch like this Sword Coast and just stay there for the rest of the show.
You could even
Yeah.
I can't remember what exactly the movie's touching on, but you could even say like this is a prequel to the movie of what happened at Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me to be like, okay, they're connected. That's really like, that's all I need.
Yeah. Or they have that one inn. I can't think of the inn in Dungeons and Dragons that's like out of space and time where everybody kind of like meets up.
That'd be really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cool stuff they could do there.
Disney Plus announced some news about the Agatha Theory series we're also excited about. First up is that Your Hearing is entered into production, begun shooting. Also, we got news about the cast. Most of the actors from WandaVision will be returning. We also get some new people cast like David Payton, David Lingle, Asif Alo, Amos Glick, Brian Brightman, and Kate Forbes. None of those really ring a bell for me, but that's quite an add to the cast.
Yeah, and they blew their load with Audrey Plaza joining early on, and I think this is just like side characters.
Yeah, I forgot she'll be in it. Yeah,
it's one of those things I'll check out because I'm already invested. I mean, I sat through fucking She-Hulk. I'm sure I can sit through this.
yeah, you can do it.
But It's the most confusing one for me why they even greenlit this,
Yeah.
personally. Like, yeah, the song was fun, but do I need a show?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. I'll let you all know what I think.
Disney Plus, this is a rumor, might be making a second season of Moon Knight before Avengers Secret Wars comes out. So it'd be interesting.
I hope that's real because I did enjoy Moon Knight a lot.
Awesome.
It's not the best Marvel or Disney Plus show, but it was just it was fun to see that character on live action. It was fun to see them take it seriously. And the way they ended it just demanded that they keep going.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's very critical to the rumor that it's happening before Secret Wars. So I wonder if like they're in talks to have him also be in Secret Wars for something,
Yep.
even if it's just like a quick scene. And
Um, yeah.
I didn't put in notes, but I think we should just mention too. So we record the show on Sundays. Apparently, Monday during football, we're going to be getting the Mandalorian season 3 trailer. So we're going to talk about that
Oh.
next week.
Oh, nice. Nice. I didn't know
But
that.
just so everyone knows, like that's why we're not talking about it.
Yeah. All the trailers are dropping then.
Yeah.
During football.
Well,
Uh,
it's
yeah.
sorry, it's on ESPN. They have Monday
Mhm.
Night Football rights, so
Yeah.
Disney, ESPN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Wow. The big mouse cometh. Movie news. We got the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer #2. We got to see a lot more of pretty much everybody, but we see more of, oh my god, Kang the Conqueror himself. Also, this is super. They answered Chris's questions with this one, with MODOK, because we see MODOK for several frames, right? And with this menacing like armored mask thing, and also without it, and it's a floating head, Chris.
So my hope / prediction was correct. I
Yeah.
thought that would happen as like an after credits thing to be in another movie, but apparently not. It's going to be in this one.
Oh yeah.
And I saw they released the trailer and I sat down and watched it. I was at work. Um, Obviously, working very hard, but
Yeah. No
so
problem.
I literally snuck away to watch it and I'm in the corner and I remember saying, it's his, is that the face? It's
Yeah.
the goofy face. And then I started looking online for like stills of it and everything. And I remember just going
Uh-huh.
over to everybody like, it's fucking Modoc's goofy, dumb face. I love it.
My god. And I guess it makes sense that he's got to cover his face because, like, you could just blast him in the face, right? It's so big.
Everybody else has a mask down in the quantum zone. Why not
Yeah.
Modoc?
Yeah. He's got the tiny arms. Yeah.
Uh, that aside, though, like the trailer's really good.
Oh, it
It
is.
shows
Yeah.
more of like why Kang and Ant-Man are connected.
Hmm.
And I like the thing of like they're looping it back to Endgame and like Ant-Man losing 5 years of his life and not being
Hmm.
able to be with his daughter and all that stuff. So, and it looks like Doctor Strange-esque in some of the weird CG moments that they're doing. So I
Yeah.
think the movie looks great. This is the most excited I've been for a Marvel movie in a while.
Yeah. This is like
So
this is the one that matters. It feels
yeah,
like, you
hopefully he
know.
doesn't disappoint me like Thor did. And I was really excited for that one too.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I can't wait for it. I think I like this one better than the probably better than the first one, the first trailer for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that I got confirmation that Modoc has a face and isn't a robot
Yeah.
was enough for me.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I need to see. Um all right, do we got to do something to do here before the interview?
Yeah, so everybody, we've got an ad, so enjoy. This show is brought to you by, once again, BlendJet. I love smoothies, but I don't love smoothie bar prices.
No, no, stupid.
With my BlendJet 2 portable blender, I can make smoothie bar quality beverages for a fraction of the price. No more bulky blender that's a pain to use. I ended up hardly ever using. But when I got my BlendJet portable blender, everything was easy and convenient. I use it just about every day. It's actually pretty true. So, the BlendJet 2 is portable. so you can blend up smoothies at work, protein shakes at the gym, and even margaritas on the beach.
Hell yeah.
Just like Mike's doing all the time.
Oh yeah. Lit right now.
It's small enough to fit in a cup holder, but powerful enough to blast through tough ingredients like ice and frozen fruit with ease. Blend Jet 2 is whisper quiet, so you can make your morning smoothie without waking up the whole house. Lasts for 15 plus blends with a rechargeable and recharges quickly via USB-C. Best of all, BlendJet 2 cleans itself. Just blend water and a drop of soap, and you're good to go. So yeah, I've been using mine mostly for the protein shakes. It's really good.
Yeah, it's way better for that than the shaker bottles. I agree.
Yeah, the shaker bottles are trash. I'm ready to throw mine out now.
Yeah.
And finally made a smoothie with it, and they did come out really good. So I really like this product. I'm really happy with it.
Same
So
here.
everyone out there, you want to get yours. I know you do. So what are you waiting for? Go to blendjet.com and grab yours today. Make sure to use the promo code FCN12 to get 12% off your order and free 2-day shipping. Free 2-day shipping. No other portable blender in the market comes close to the quality, power, and innovation of the BlendJet 2. They guarantee you'll love it or your money back. Blend anytime, anywhere with BlendJet 2 portable blender. Go to blendjet.com and use promo code FCN12 to get 12% off and the free 2-day shipping. Shop today and get the best deal ever. Like, not only is it 12% off, you get free shipping. And if for some reason you hate it because you're just terrible at everything, you get your money back.
You get your money back. Also, they have fun Disney characters, so yeah, go check those out.
So yeah, come on, go check it out.
And now we're going to jump to this awesome interview we have with Mr. Tyler James, and we'll see everybody on the other side.
And we're back
on the other side.
Of darkness.
Of darkness. No, great interview. Check out all the stuff Tyler's doing. Listen to his podcast. If you need help with Kickstarter, that's if you want to publish a book. Man, we have all these resources available to me. It's like I think about it all the time. Why don't I just come up with a comic idea? And I've had some comic ideas.
Do it, Mike. Do it.
Well, I might need help. I'm not a writer, so.
Neither am I, but I did it.
Yeah, but you did it. I don't know. Maybe we could come up with something together that's like an epic idea.
Let me just, I'm going to tease a little bit. I was going to do it on this episode, but there's something in the works. We could talk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Something in the works.
All right. Something in the works, everybody. Okay. That's getting me excited. Comic news. Groot is finally getting an origin story this spring. The 4-issue series will be written by Dan Abnett with art by Damian Cucchiero. Okay. If it was a Groot ongoing series, I'd be a little more concerned. A Groot origin, 4 pages, four issues. Okay, that sounds fun.
I'll get it. I like the Guardians. I don't know if I need an origin story for Groot.
Yeah, not really.
I don't know. He's a plant thing.
Yeah, right.
I'd be more. I think it depends what the origin story is, because if it's how Groot and Rocket met, which I think they've done before, but I could be wrong about. I'm more interested in that story. That's the real origin of Groot.
Right. Like when he gets introduced to everybody.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll buy it. And it's Dan Abnett. Dan Abnett's done a bunch with the Guardians over the years, and is like one of the first to really do this version of the Guardians, and he helped with the video. He's been all over these characters for a long time, and I have faith that he has something in store for it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just curious if the whole book will be him saying, "I am Groot."
It will. Don't you worry. If you remember, there was a Groot ongoing series 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Whenever Guardians 2 came out.
Yep.
And yes, the entire book was Groot saying, "I am Groot." It was one of the easiest reads you'll ever find. It's very art forward. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's a hard script to really write out. Yeah, Marvel has announced that Darth Vader is getting his own Black, White, and Red series this spring, titled, as you'd expect, Star Wars Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red. The first issue of the anthology series will feature work from Jason Aaron, Peach Momoko, and Grobek. This is actually sick, and this might be like the first Black, White, and Red that I pick up because I think this is awesome.
I've picked up a bunch of these Black, White, and Red books. I gotta
Yeah,
be honest, meh on most of them.
we got Jason Aaron, brother.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, they get good talent. I don't know. There's something about them that just hasn't hit with me. But of course, I'm gonna get this.
yeah. I feel like Darth Vader is the character you do it with. That's the universe where I want more of an anthology series.
What I love about it is, it's Black, White, and Red. So they've done like they did Wolverine
Yeah,
because blood. They did Elektra because blood.
blood.
They did Deadpool because Deadpool makes money.
Right.
Uh,
He also has a red suit. I could see that.
yeah, that too. And then they did Moon Knight because blood. But now
Hmm.
this one, like lightsaber,
Yeah.
it
Right.
makes sense to do it. So
Red lightsaber.
yeah,
Yep.
I'll be checking it out. I mean, I get everything else Star Wars. Why wouldn't I? I mean, these 4
Yeah.
issues aren't really going to break the bank. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm sure you've read worse for Star Wars related stuff. Um, and that's it for comic news. We'll talk about what we read this week. I read a whole 2 issues. I'm just it was just a crazy week. Gonna catch up for next week. So I'm glad that we had a long episode this week. Um, I have a list of stuff I need to get to. But there are 2 Batman related issues. Surprise there, everybody. Uh, I read Batman Incorporated #4 this week. Bryson and Tim's. This is a good issue. All the Batman Incorporated people that are fighting the other bad ones are losing their fights. Ghostmaker goes back to like the hate HQ and gets set up. Cloudmaker is about to take revenge on him for the way he was treated, all this shit. It basically like the story comes from like a couple of heroes that joined up from the past that kind of got screwed over by whoever was in charge at the time related to Batman Incorporated or Ghostmaker, and now they're just taking revenge. It's an okay story. I probably would like it more if it didn't focus so much on like these. I hate saying these characters' names like Ghostmaker and Cloudmaker, and it just I don't know.
Batman of Japan.
Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah,
I like the Batman Corporate. Like I love the Grant Morrison Batman Incorporated,
yeah,
and I'm enjoying this one. But yeah, it's not the same. I kind of hope this has like a finite ending and just kind of
yeah.
goes away. But
Now, if you want to give me an ongoing like Batman of China or Batman of Japan, like the new Superman came with the Batman of China. That guy was awesome. I would love to have a book about him.
if the book
Uh,
became like Batman around the world,
yeah,
that'd be cool too. Like
that's what I want. Like that's
yeah,
what Incorporated should be. I mean, we get like all these cool characters that we know and love and miss, and then they're like, now we're gonna focus on Ghostmaker.
yeah.
I'm like, and Clownmaker. I don't know. Okay, a book I really enjoyed this week: Batman: The Adventures Continue, Season 3, #1. This is Burnett and Dini and Gibson on the art. Uh, this was a cool issue. Kind of like a one shot. Nice. It's a story of like a mob informant that keeps people keep trying to assassinate him in prison. Batman saves him, pretty much, and then at the end he gets put as part of Task Force X. Is what they decide to do with him. But I mean, yeah, it hits all the beats. I think we see Killer Croc in the issue, right?
Yeah.
Get to see a lot of cool characters, animated series style. I love the series when they do these. So
And I love Lockup shows up,
yeah,
and Lockup's one of those goofy like animated series characters that I just love because he's so
hmm
goofy in the
yep,
90s.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's all I had this week. Sorry, guys.
So if I'll start with a few quick ones that Mike talked about last week and just some old books, but DC vs. Vampires 12 I did read this week.
Oh yeah,
Enjoyed it. Kind of disappointed at the ending. Like I wanted a
yeah.
finite ending, but you're right. Like there's another series coming. So good series overall, though. I still really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I stuck with it. Dark Knights of Steel #9. So there's this one also had like a twist ending, but it's not the end of the book. And I'm gonna spoil this, everybody. It's been a couple weeks, you had a chance to read it. When like it shows up and we find out that like who's behind the whole war is the white Martians versus the regular Martians, I was blown away. Like I did not see that coming at all. I didn't think they were going to introduce that to this world.
Yeah.
So really like that. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, #2. Uh, really good issue. Kind of the two main characters in this one. It's them like really getting to know each other and figuring out who they are and why they're now stuck together. And then
Hmm.
at the end of the book, we get kind of the real threat of the series, like who's coming after them and everything. So this is a really fun series. Lazarus Planet Alpha #1. It was okay. It's setting up a big event. It's a lot of moving parts, and there's stuff in there that I didn't know was a part of this. Like Blue Devil shows up.
Oh
I was like, that's cool. I haven't seen Blue Devil in a while, but like I
yeah,
don't know where he came from.
cool, random.
And all in all, just like the collection of characters was fun, and I like that like Monkey Prince is a part of it, so like he's gonna have a big influence on this event and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I'm gonna finish it just to see what this is all about. Little Monsters #9 was another good issue. It's at this point where like it's kind of going through the motions of like all the characters trying to figure out why they were lied to by the elder vampires. So it's a lot of just like these dialogue moments of them like figuring things out. But I am really enjoying that series. I'm gonna save my Nemesis talk for the end. I'm disappointed you didn't read it.
Oh man, that's where the quote came from. I should have known.
No, the quote I sent you, what was the quote I sent you?
I don't need a box for my lunch.
Yeah, that's from Black Adam actually.
Oh, was it? Oh my
Yeah, the
god.
little kid was talking to him about like different merchandising things you can do. It's like, and you can be on lunch boxes, and he just looks at the kid with all seriousness and goes, "I don't need a box for my lunch."
Yeah. Is that yeah, that shit those jokes I think I blurred that out of my brain because I was like, what the fuck is that line doing in this movie?
That's one of those moments where it's like, "What the hell is going on?" Savage Avengers #9, really good issue. Savage Avengers in 29.9. Everybody should be reading this book. I've got a lot, so I'm gonna like kind of run through them quick.
Yeah.
Moon Knight #19 was really good. We kind of get the backstory of the resurrections on how like Khonshu can bring back the Moon Knight,
Mhm.
and they really set a finite limit to it, where like every time Khonshu resurrects a Fist of Khonshu, they come back but not whole.
Mm.
Like something of them is missing, and I have a
Okay.
feeling that's going to be twisted into why Mark Spector's has split personalities and all that too. But they just mentioned that. Daredevil #7 was Daredevil going out on a. The first half of this issue was Daredevil going on a mission to stop landlords from evicting people, which was really strange. Uh, they made it into like a rah slumlords are bad thing, which we
Mhm.
all needed to hear from Daredevil.
Yeah,
That's
right. Come on.
But then the second half he goes back to the island and figures out that he basically comes to the conclusion that he has to fight Punisher in the hand. So it's really leading up to those two books kind of colliding in some way. Avengers War Across Time #1. This is the Paul Levitz, Alan Davis Avengers book. And they tell you about a million times in this issue that it takes place directly after Avengers 11. So, in case you didn't know, it's in here like 8 times.
In case you didn't know, now you guys know. We told you.
What's cool about the book is it reads kind of like an old comic of that time. So it's got a lot of the dialogue stuff, and like the characters are actually acting the way they did back then.
Cool.
So it's cool, but some of it, if you've never read that stuff, is jarring because like
Oh yeah, I
Janet Van
got you.
Dyne was like a just sex craved back then. Like she was always like ogling Thor and then like trying to like get Giant Man to like sleep with her, and
Oh
it's
wow.
strange. It's of the
Yeah.
time, but this was Kang going through time and finding ways to basically take control of different heroes through time and send them back to fight the Avengers. So it's very simple concept. In this one, it was Hulk, but I did really enjoy it for what it was.
Cool.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man #2. Um, Miles teams up with Misty Knight and they fight Scorpion again.
Nice.
But it's a really good book. I like Miles. My Scout Comics book of the week was Grimm Space.
Oh.
Grimm with two M's for a reason. This is a like sci-fi retelling of like grim fantasy.
Oh, that's cool.
So this issue is the lead character is Jack, and he's on the ship the Beanstalk. I mean, pretty sure you understand the story from there.
That's awesome.
And they find this interstellar drive that sends them somewhere. They run into a giant alien. He tries to steal an egg, and it's just retelling the Jack and the Beanstalk story. But really well done. Art's really good. And the book starts with Jack. How he gets the drive is he's trying to sell a robot he has, which is a P1 Nokia robot.
Yeah.
So then the end of the book, you get uh oh, what the hell was his name? Because it wasn't the correct name. Oh, it was. Okay, yeah. So you get a character named Pedo who finds the P1 Nokia
Oh.
and ends up buying it with his
Oh.
robot G1 Mini. So
Uh-huh.
Jiminy. And
Wow.
if that sounds interesting, like it's being published by Scout right now, and issue 2 is actually on Kickstarter. Frank Martin is the writer. He's a guy I've like supported for a while, so I wanted to. This is one of the books actually missed by him. So when I saw it was published by Scout, I was really
Yeah,
happy to pick it up.
that's cool.
Captain America Captain America Sentinel of Liberty #9. Big thing here, it's a big action sequence, war sequence. The big thing here is they're bringing back Dimension Z, which is where Steve Rogers' son comes from, and was like a
Nice.
really good storyline from like years ago. So there's a big thing there, and then if that wasn't enough, they like fight these monsters from Dimension Z. They close the portals just in time, and then at the end of the issue, the new Falcon shows up, who they've been kind of hinting throughout the series that he was infected with vampire DNA or something, and he shows up and is ready to fight Sam.
Nice.
He's all vampire-y.
Of course he is.
So then my 2 books I read for Mike this week. So I read Nemesis Volume 1 because I'd never read it before
Okay.
and really enjoyed it. It's a quick action, like 4
Yeah.
issues.
Yep.
The concept's simple. I enjoyed it. It's fun. So then I picked up Nemesis Reloaded #1
Uh-huh.
to find out that it is a reboot, not a continuation.
Wait. What?
He says right in the beginning of the book, this is a reboot of Nemesis.
Why?
I don't know.
What's different about this Nemesis?
It's it seems like the same. It seems like it could have been a continuation,
Okay.
but it seems like he wanted to like flesh out the character more. So like we get a little bit more of like why he's doing what he's doing, and it's a little bit more of a believable tale. Like he doesn't do it by
Okay.
himself as much. He gets a gang together and does this. It's I don't. If you didn't know that, you would just think it was the next Nemesis.
Yeah.
But
Right.
there is like a whole page thing of him being like, this is a reboot. I'm rebooting it."
That's weird.
Yeah, but it was really good for
Okay,
first
cool.
issue.
Yeah, it's on my list, so.
And then I read My Bad Volume 1.
Oh, nice.
Um, I love this book.
Yeah, I told you, man.
I mean, there's a character called Lionel Richie.
Yes.
Um, like you said, Acid Chimp steals the show. The Chandelier is fantastic. like the whole thing that Emperor King, his like big plan was to, the way he figured out Chandelier's secret identity was that he just sent a present
Salad
to every rich
mixers.
person,
Yeah.
and his just happened to be a salad shooter.
Yeah. It was amazing.
All the lamp like themed stuff
Mm-hmm.
that he has is phenomenal. And then like Acid Chimp just at the end, like him him just trying to find like vats of acid to throw at people just made me
Yeah.
laugh.
And it doesn't stop in volume 2, by the way.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's told in a really, as far as like trade waiting went for this, it's told in a strange way where like it probably would have read better in single issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I still really enjoyed it and like really recommend it. And going through and seeing all the covers they did for this book is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, is Jamal Eagle on the art? Or no, Peter Krause?
Peter Krause, yeah.
Yeah, the art is amazing for those covers. I have a lot of them.
And there's this moment too that I wanted to point out because it makes me laugh when Chandelier's trying to figure out like, should I change my superhero shtick?
Yeah.
And he's talking to whatever his butler's name is, the Alfred of his story.
Yeah.
And the Alfred goes, you could simply take on the streets as a different type of hero. And it just shows a guy with a deer head on. This is tell thy friends there existence a new hero in the streets, and his name is Alfred Lord Venison. And for some reason that makes me laugh.
Yep. That's Mark Russell for you.
So yeah, I recommend this, and I look forward to volume 2 coming out so I can read that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad you picked it up and read it. It's amazing.
Yeah, so I know you didn't read much, Mike, but I read enough for the both of us.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
So where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter and the show at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter, also at fortressofcomicnews.com. Remember, everybody, to give us the 5-star review and podcast of your choice, to like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version, and to show your support for the show even further by supporting our sponsors, our affiliate links down in the show notes, and Patreon at patreon.com/fortresscomics. So thank you all so much for listening for all 300 episodes and beyond. And we'll see you all here next week.